Hi y'all, this is Val with This Is How You Do It. And I am here to tell y'all about Empire. Now, Empire comes on, of course y'all know, with Becky and her love interest. Okay, now when he first come on, nobody knows who this fine ass man is. And Becky got her legs wrapped all around that fine back. You hear me? And then on the meanwhile, while Becky is getting her groove on, there is our Cookie. She's at the studio with the Latino dancers and singers. They dance and sing, but you know, most of the time all I do is see them dancing around, you know, trying to get that part together. But anyway, they was singing their song and bumping and grinding. At least that's what Portia calls it. Portia calls it bumping and grinding, and they need to get their stuff together. But what they're actually waiting on is Hakeem. Vocals supposed to come in after they did all the rehearsal, and so they don't have Hakeem there. And Portia saying that, hey, I can spit a little bit. Let me take Hakeem's spot. Well, so I believe that's the introduction on just letting us know that this girl is a singer. And I think she sing for real in life, but they put her on as an actress. So she may be spitting for us a little later on in the show, but they trying to ease her in because Cookie say, you can't do it. Shut your mouth. You ain't got no talent. But Cookie ain't never heard her. You get me? Okay. And then while she talking to Portia like that, she get this message on her phone. I guess it's a video message of Hakeem with tape on his mouth, and you can see his handcuffed behind his back, and he's all sweaty, and he looking real bad, doing like this, like that. And she said, oh, this can't be real. This got to be a joke, you know. And while she actually going through all that, you know, thinking it ain't real, they take it back. They take the scene back to the studio where Lucius is working with Jamal, and Jamal is working on a song. You know, it sounds good. I like the little song. It's like a love song, betrayal song. You know, it's talking about how let me see how that song go. It talk about how this person broke the rules and all this kind of stuff. But you know what? His head ain't in the game, you know? His head ain't in or his heart ain't in it. You know, his mind's somewhere else. So, you know, that little guy, what's his name? His little friend got his head messed up. The one that was messing around with a co-worker. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get these names straight. Well, anyway, Lucius says he ain't having it. Lucius told him like this here. He said, we here to work, man. What's your problem? And oh yeah, that his little friend name was David. He said he walked in with David with his little thing out. With his little thing out, trying to cheating on him. No, it's Michael. Michael cheated. That's what his name, Michael. I said David. Well, Michael cheated on him, and he cheated on him with, I think it was Pear Shade, the little artist. Child. Lucia told him, that thing about Michael, you need to put that shit in the music. Yeah, honey. And then when he told him, said, man, put that in the music. And then when he started to sing, it was better. He was like hitting every note. And while he was hitting every note, who walked in? Cookie, screaming and fussing at him, talking about he done hit a new low. And then she showed him that her phone, a baby boy, being snatched. And he said he didn't do that. He said, I ain't do that. He said, I know what this is. I know what this is. He done seen this before. And then Jamal say, let me go with you. He said, if I let you go, man, they'll snatch you too. And so Lucius then, you know, I'm thinking, okay, Lucius gonna take care of this. Lucius gonna get him. Lucius gonna smack him down. And in the meantime, while Lucius them trying to figure out where Hakeem at, they flick back to the people that got him. And then Hakeem worked that doggone, make that head look like a pillowcase off his head. And then he see the guys changing clothes, cause they changing clothes from the stuff they snatched him in. They trying to burn that in a burn barrel, and they don't want nobody to recognize it in case somebody saw them snatch him. And so they taking off their clothes with their back to him, and Hakeem, like I said, done worked out of that doggone head thing. And he looking at their back, because they got their back turned to him. And all of them got a tattoo. All of them got the same tattoo. The same tattoo. Now, I understand unity and all, but everybody with the same tattoo, it's a tattoo of a bull or a steer. The head, just the outline of it. Some of them are red. Some of them are black outline. And it reminds you of the steer head that cowboys have on in branding and stuff. Well, it's a big old tattoo, cause it's big, it's wide to me, a little bit more than I would have on my back. The tattoo is on their back, and then Hakeem say, what is this? Y'all a bunch of cowboys or something? Y'all a bunch of punks? He said, I'm Hakeem. And they take that doggone gun and hit him in the, right there. And you know what? When they hit Hakeem, I believe that was the hardest Hakeem has ever been hit in his life. You got to remember, Hakeem is a rich boy. You know, he ain't never had to answer to nobody. Ain't nobody never whooped that ass. So when they hit him in the head, he felt that. He felt that. And then, so he laid out on the couch, the little nasty couch they got in, like in a warehouse that got writing all over. Just a white couch. And so while that's going on, they done call Lucius, and they're trying to do a drop off about how much money they want. I think they wanted $45,000, that little bit of money. And Lucius said, well, this is just a snatch. They're not gonna kill him. They're gonna let him go because they working up. This is gonna be like a revolving door kind of thing. And he said he wanted proof of life. Well, they gave him proof of life. They showed Hakeem on the phone, and he's saying that this is Hakeem. This is proof of life. I'm okay. And he had, I think that was pre-recorded, because he was saying this is for Cookie lying. And then while that's going on, we got Becky back at the office with Andre, and Andre saying that he finna do some cuts in Gutter Life. And while he doing the cuts in Gutter Life, he's gonna go through each artist and see if they are good enough to be with them. And I think he's trying to have one up on his father, cause his father trying to trick him, you know, and change his character. Well, anyway, while that was going on, they had this man supposed to have been dropped off Hakeem. He drove a van to the drop-off point. And when he got there, Cookie was supposed to be cool. And Cookie ran to the van, snatched the door open, and said, he ain't here, he ain't here. And then that guy said, well, these people paid me $1,000, I think, to drop this boy off. But he got off. He said, let me out, let me out. And then they talking about, where's Hakeem? Where's Hakeem? Cookie, I don't know. Lucius hit him. Cookie put her foot at that man's throat with her shoe on, honey. I thought she was going to shove that high heel in his throat and kill him. But then she had him held down with her foot on top of that neck. Lucius kicked him with his foot. They're a good team when it come to fighting now. But you guess where Hakeem went, y'all? Guess where he went, of all places? Hakeem got mama issues. You know where he went? To Anika. He just grabbed Anika and started kissing on her and kissing on her. And Anika was telling her mama just a few minutes before that, baby, she said, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I'm just out here. She saying she ain't got no job. She ain't got no money. Well, her mom them got money, but you know how we like to have our own stuff. She said, and then her mama said, it's going to be all right. She said, it ain't going to be all right. And then think what she see. Hakeem walking down the street with his bloody face, bloody eye, all messed up. And he grabbed her and just started kissing on him. And then they dropped the scene right there, and she was so glad to have him in his arms, like, oh my gosh, I'm back. I'm back. The baby is holding me. And she was like, I'm saved. That's what I was getting from her. And then Hakeem ended up going back home. So when he went back to the house, they had a doctor there waiting to check him out. And the doctor took him in the back room to check him out because he didn't want the doctors to check him out. He said, he all right, he all right, he all right, he all right. And so they told him, do like you told. Go on back there and let them folks check you out. When Hakeem went in that room and took his shirt off, honey, I could have cried, cause the way Cookie looked at him and saw all them marks on his back. You know how you had your baby boy and they ain't got a mark on them. You done gave them life. You done gave them that beautiful body, and then they grew up and scarred up. Cookie just looked at his back like, yeah. And then the doctor said, ain't nothing wrong with him. They just stitched up his eye. But if you ever been hit in the face before, y'all, I believe they knocked him almost senseless. And I believe Jamal started, you know how they switch from scene to scene. And they went back to Jamal, and he was getting his son together. But then this time he really put all of his passion into the music. And he was singing how you broke love, you broke love. That song gonna be a good song when it do come out, y'all. When y'all listen to the track. He's saying, you broke love, you broke love. You know I can't sing it. Okay, while he was doing that, this dude walked in that used to deal with Lucius back in the past, and his name was Jameson. And Jameson used to know, like I said, used to know Lucius in the past, and Lucius was going to sign with Jameson when he left Baretti. Baretti, you remember Baretti. Jamal hung Baretti upside down on the balcony. He was going to throw him over. He said, he'll do it. My daddy think I'll do it. Well, when he left him, he was gonna sign with this man, but he didn't. This Jameson man, and Jameson said that Lucius didn't sign with him because Lucius found out he was gay. See, Lucius been a homophobic since the beginning of the doggone picture. So he didn't sign with him. And he said when he found out that Lucius Lyon had a gay son, he knew that there was a God. Of course, Jamal had to pull them together and say, hey, the beef between you and him, y'all need to squash that shit, because you've been labeling me as a gay artist. He said I am an artist that just happened to be gay. You feel me? So that's how that's been going. Okay, we're gonna go back to the little girls. They at the studio practicing. Okay, now we done got Hakeem back in the studio, and the girls getting it. They're doing it like that. And while they doing all that, Hakeem having flashbacks. He got that thing on his eye because they put a band-aid on his eye, y'all. And the girl saying, money in the bank, money in the bank, money. And then he's saying they sounding like static. He having flashbacks. He doing like that. He had me worried, y'all. My heart was just going like this, because he was just having them flashbacks. He was singing. His voice was bad. You could hear his voice all muffled, and he was blaming all his problems on the girls, talking about how y'all singing like that. That ain't the way I wrote the song, and y'all sounding all like y'all got static in your voice and all that kind of stuff. And the women looking at him like, what the heck wrong with him? And my thing is, I'm like, oh my gosh. They done messed up Hakeem. Hakeem can't sing no more. Hakeem can't focus no more. Hakeem done lost his talent. And they only had him for 5 hours. Don't you know 5 hours of torture can do something to somebody? And then again, I think like this, y'all. All of them got a little craze in them. That hesitated. If you're a little bipolar, and you got bipolar in your family, this is just my opinion. If it's in the blood, we already know that Lucius' mama had it. Then now one of Lucius' sons had it. Hakeem got hit in the head. I was thinking about, okay, that's the trigger that's going to bring all this craziness out, even in Hakeem. I was getting scared for him, y'all. I was getting scared for him. And in the meantime, we got Andre interviewing each and every rapper. And then the one that's sleeping with Becky seemed to answer the questions the way Andre wanted them answered. Because, you know, you can do rap and still have, and do gospel and still have that hip-hop and then that gangster flow with you, and throw a little Jesus in it too. So I think that's what Andre was going for, the market that you can do both. You can do both. And so he shook hands with it, and he signed him, and there was other people. He said, what you think about women? What you thinking? He interviewing folks, y'all. Interviewing folks. These people thinking all they got to do is sing. You don't need to interview me. But then he found the right one there. I believe this guy gonna be all right, y'all. I don't remember his name. It'll probably come back. Cause it's a lot went on. I think I'm going in. Am I giving too much detail? And Lucius telling Cookie that she must not be cut out for this kind of life. You know, there's two kinds of security in hip hop. There is the in-house dog and the junkyard dog. So you need somebody that's gonna be security out in public, and then you need that thug in the back that's gonna pull a gun and shoot somebody if you need to be. Okay, so you need two kinds of security. Now he said, because he said you didn't know this because I put this blanket around you with with Empire. And I was really thinking that it may be safer for them to go back to Empire right then, because I was scared for them, y'all. I was scared for them. Let it go. It's getting dangerous. That was my feeling. And then Cookie, being Cookie, said no. And then he said, well, if you don't care about yourself, he said, I don't want you back. Give me the boy back. Give me Hakeem back. You know, the talent, of course. And I was almost like, let him go, because I want to protect my baby boy, protect him. But Cookie said no. And then when she was walking out, you know, she had some wine that she was tasting that Lucius had in the penthouse. And she tasted it. Was like, she was like, this some good shit. That's the way she looked. And then when she was walking out, she grabbed the whole bottle and took it with her. Cookie ain't nothing but Cookie, right? And then we go back to Hakeem. He at home, and he trying to listen with the earplugs and sing the song and get it in his heart, and he's still messing up. He's still messing up. He got all kind of stuff all over the pool table where he done jumped the place up a little bit, and when he was listening to the song, he threw something down, and he was like, he's still flashing back. He's fussing with himself, talking to himself, and arguing, and then he hit a glass mirror and busted. That's the crazy. That's the crazy. And Mama, they still had to do the concert. Okay. So when Cookie called him, trying to get him to come on back, cause the concert is finna start, he hung up on him. Okay, he hung up on her. And Cookie telling this new dude that she messing around with, Delgato, that she need to get some new security. And he telling her that, won't you hire the thugs that grabbed Hakeem? I mean, at least have them on your side. You pay them, and they will protect you and protect everything you got, so to speak. And then she said, I don't want them wolves in my house. And then he said, well, won't you hire some police? She said, you know, I don't want no police around here. You know, she said she don't do the police. Okay. But he telling her it's easier to have the people around her that grabbed Hakeem and jack that girl. Now, how we know that's one and the same? See, there we go. But he's so sweet, y'all. And so sexy. And he telling her, if wolves get into your house, baby girl, I got you. He said, I got you. Wolves, dragons, lions, whatever come by, I got you. And she said, baby, you got to watch out for them lions. Well, I'm trying to get y'all all the skinny on this. And I'm trying not to leave out now. And then while he was telling her how he gonna protect her, they got a little kisses sneaking in on it. And then, okay, she always scared somebody gonna see her, cause you know she got to deal with Lucius damn near all the time, because whether she with him or not, Lucius don't never want to see her with no man. So she kissing him and looking around, getting them little smacks in. And I'm saying, okay, girl, get it in, get it in, get it in. You hear me? And then, okay, now we go to the next scene, y'all. And Jamal was talking to Cookie after she done got back to the house. And she was telling him how she worried about Hakeem. She said he was telling her, don't worry about Hakeem. Because she was talking about she was going to cancel the show. And he said, don't cancel the show. Me and Andre, we got Hakeem. We'll talk to him. We'll get it back together. Okay, y'all get it together. And then she left it like that. And she said, well, meantime, let me take Hakeem and find these thugs that grab him so he can get his man back, so he can feel like a man. And she told Hakeem to be cool, you know. And they walked in there, and they was going to hire them guys to protect them. And when they walked in and Hakeem saw the three of them, Hakeem pulled a gun and pointed at them like this. He said, you really think I'm going to hide him? He said, who's the bitch now? Who's the bitch now? And he's going to pull the trigger. Let me tell you something. The thing about Hakeem getting the gun, if you ever been threatened or scared about something, and then somebody make it so you don't feel safe to walk the streets, the first thing you want to do is take them out. And that's what Hakeem is going through. His first thing, well, I won't feel safe until I kill him. Baby boy trying to go down a whole new road now, y'all. And so Cookie trying to talk him down. Cookie talking him down. Baby boy, please don't trade places with me and your daddy. That kind of talk. She said she would rather die than to lose him. She said if he pulled that trigger, she gonna stand in front of the bullet. And while she was talking in front of him, Cookie did the quick snatch. You know how you and got the gun, and the guy behind them was finna pull a gun and shoot him. You get what I'm saying? Them three guys, some thugs still back there, remember? And Cookie turned around and cocked the gun like that. And then she said, welcome to my streets, bitch. Or because she put the gun to the man's head and told them that don't never mess with me and mine. So that kind of thing, you know. And then the new dude that's messing around with Becky, I would probably get his name sooner or later. Jamal was, while he was up on stage singing, Jamal asked her how things was going with that guy. She said he's hitting it correctly. He's touching every wall. I'm like, oh, look at Becky. Nasty. Becky. And he on stage hitting it, honey. He just, the boy good at what he doing now. So don't nobody know she messing around. At least she thought didn't nobody know. But Jamal, that she was screwing the little gospel rapper, he said he's a PK's kid, a preacher's kid, which really his grandfather was the preacher, and he was staying with his grandfather, and he was giving props to his grandfather. And Andre called him Michael. And Andre let Jamal know that he know that he was messing around with Becky, cause that's bad business. And Jamal say, let her have him. Let her have him. He said sex going all the way through this business. Let Becky have her, get her freak on, so to speak. And he said, as long as it ain't a problem, it won't be a problem, then we'll keep it like that. But if it becomes a problem, that's when we gonna take care of this little bit. And while he was up on stage singing, and he was gangster rapping, and then he threw Jesus in there, you should have seen Lucia's face. Not only Lucia's face, Becky want to know, what the hell? Both of them said, what the hell is this? Okay. And Andre like, my man, my man. But the thing is, Becky don't want nobody to gospel up her new sex toy. You hear me? Say, what? Becky like, don't you put the Jesus on that? And Andre say, I ain't forced this man to do nothing he didn't want to do. This was already in him, so to speak. Because once you got him in you, it comes out no matter what you're doing. And Jamal, in the meantime, was going to go to Jameson's little party. So he asked his daddy, did he want to go with him? He said, no, I've been there, done that kind of thing, you know. And when my boy got through singing, when Becky, sweetheart, got through singing, then Lucius went up there like, gutter life, gutter life, gutter life, gutter life, gutter life for life, you know, trying to be a hype man. Okay. And then he said, their rap is like a dish served raw or whatever. He want this raw kind of rap. So he brought this little girl on that he wanna want to shine. Let's see. I'm trying to think of her name. Um, mm, I can't think of her name right now. Well, anyway, she was singing on stage, and she was like getting it like that, getting it like that. And people were saying, "Get off the stage, get off the stage, go back to where you come from." And she like, you know it, you know it. You now know my name and you know it. Y'all gonna do this and you know it. And the guy like, shut the hell up, so to speak. And you know what she did? She leaned back and kicked the guy in the face. And then when she got him down, she went to punching at him, and then she ran off. See, they don't do that. They don't do no mess like that on stage. I don't go to no concert for no mess like that. Even Andre say she a liability for a public company. They don't need her. But you know, Lucia's saying this. You don't tell who you want to drop. You can drop. Well, actually, he said you can drop anybody you want to drop, but you don't drop this one. Then he said, you don't run this. I just put you in place, so don't get them too confused. So that's another slap in the face for Andre. Andre think he running stuff and ain't running nothing but his mouth. Okay, now it's time for the little Latinos to go on stage, y'all. And this is a girl band with Hakeem as the male star. Okay. Hakeem got to go on stage. Now, we already done talked about all the mess that Hakeem done went through. Hakeem still having flashbacks. He hearing the people in his head. He's seeing himself getting thrown down and hit with the butt of a gun. And he's outside listening to the music, what he got to sing outside. Okay. Because, you know, he ain't went in yet because he got to get his head together. And while he outside, who drives up but Lucius? Okay, Lucius drives up. And Lucius saying, he asked Lucius, why are you driving yourself? And Lucius said, since he been locked down, you know, he don't want people telling him where he can and cannot go. So he drove up there, and he's sitting in the alley, which is another thing. What the hell? Excuse me, Hakeem being out in the alley after what just happened to him. And Lucius drove up on him like that. See what I'm saying? When will young people learn? Okay, well, anyway, didn't nothing happen to him then. Lucius was gave him a track. Tell me, I wrote this for you. Bang, 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 bang. And he said, I don't need nothing from you. He said, this ain't for you. This is about you. And he said he wrote it for him. And then he said, no strings attached. Okay, Hakeem took it in his hand. And he said, everything about you got strings attached. He said, but it's not with a string, it's with a rope. You choking them. And he dropped it like that. And then he walked out. And so he went back inside where he had to sing it. And then Lucius got mad, honey. Lucius got fight mad. You know what he did? He went in and he said, don't you never walk away from me again. Next time you walk away from me, you know, that kind of talk. You know how daddies do. And then he was telling him if he ever pull a gun on somebody else, pull the trigger. And Cookie like, man, shut the hell up. Don't you want your son to trade places with me and you? And then what I like about that whole scene was that well, Lucius talking about man the hell up, do this, that, pull the trigger, you know, be a man, all that kind of stuff. See, he getting in his head so he'll mess up. You know what I'm saying? Lucius still trying to do that head game. Well, anyway, Andre and Jamal told them to get out because they the problem. Get him a shot. And then they got Hakeem and they talked to him. They talked to him about when he was little and how he used to protect them and Andre said when people would mess with him, you would jump on folks 2 sizes you're small, 2 sizes bigger than you, and you know he always had that little gangster in him. But see, still a kid, still being protected, but he's saying you always had that in you. And he said, you got this, you strong, you've always been strong. And he said, but when they grabbed me, I didn't fight, I didn't do nothing. And so he felt like a punk because he didn't fight back. And his brothers was telling him, baby, don't worry about that. You survived. You made it out of there. You were smart. That was the smart thing to do. He said, if we survived Lucius and Cookie lying, you could survive anything. You are a survivor. You know? Well, and he was telling him, man, you're a better man than your father already. You hear me? I had wrote down the names, y'all, and y'all see me talking through the whole doggone thing. Okay. I just closed the book. And then he said, what you think would have happened? The brother said, what you think would have happened if they would have grabbed us? We would have did the same thing. And then Hakeem smiled and said, yeah, because y'all both punks. You know, they kind of, that brother camaraderie is just bringing them back together. You know, like we, you know, you okay. We got you, sort of thing. And then in the meantime, the girls outside singing on the stage. They on stage now, so their part is coming through. Them girls working that song. You hear me? Them girls are good now. Now they saying dollars in the bank, working for the money. Y'all, that's a good one too. Y'all gonna like that one when it come out. It's already out. You just gotta hear the track. Okay, it's time for Hakeem to come out. Hakeem walked toward the stage and he's staring. It ain't stage fright. It's something else going on in his head. And Lucius looking at him like, see, you need me, And the girl, the lead singer girl, grabbed his face, turned him to her, and singing in his face. And he's still in a daze. He look around, Cookie looking like, oh my God, not now, not now. And then Lucius still smiling. She grabbed his face again and singing and looking at him in the eye, singing. He did that about 3 times, and she got him the 3rd time, and she sung in it, and she was in his face singing the song. And then he looked at her. She kind of captured his mind, and then he came out with it. I was so happy. And it was like, he like, I see most of y'all call up, y'all looking like all up. Oh. You know, it's rap, so you know your girl ain't got it, but you should have seen the joy on Cookie's face. And Hakeem was working it. Like that. Hakeem was getting it. And he just worked the whole stage. The crowd just blew up. And when this crowd blew up, and then Lucius saw that the boy survived. The boy made it. The boy is going to be all right. Lucius walked out because Lucius wasn't really pleased about that, because Lucius want everybody to need him, honey. Okay. Talking about somebody was happy, and my heart was jumping and leaping and bouncing with joy because he made it. I was happy. And then, okay, now they back at the penthouse celebrating, y'all. Celebrating, drinking Cristal, I believe. Oh, no. Drinking a little champagne, you know. The girls celebrate, Hakeem celebrate, and guess who knocked on the door? Anika. Anika knocked on the door. Because when the doctor was checking out Hakeem, she was blowing up his phone. Remember, he went to her house. When Hakeem got in trouble, the first person he ran to was Anika. Remember the model, what's her name? Well, anyway, the old woman he used to sleep with before, and he used to call her mama. Now, I already know now. Hakeem got problems. Let me tell you why I say Hakeem got problems. Because when Hakeem got beat up, where'd he go? He ran to his mama, his sexy mama. And he grabbed her. The first thing he ran to his mama, because remember, Cookie wasn't never there. Cookie wasn't never around, so he got older women around to fill that mama place for him. So when he got out the car, he went to see Anika and fell into her arms to feel safe. Now, back at the penthouse, when she knock on the door to make sure he all right, and she look in to see all them little young fine things sitting everywhere, and then she looking like that, he said, I'm all right. It's okay. And he regular shutting the door in her face. Anika ass out again. Well, kicked out again. Said poor thing. I don't know if I should feel sorry for her, because you remember how she was in the first season. And then Lucius. There we go. We're going to flash back to Lucius. Lucius and got with that little bit of gal. They kicked that boy in the face. And he gave her the same demo that he gave Hakeem. And he told that girl, I wrote this for you. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. And then the girl, then he spit a little bit to her. Then the girl started spitting a little bit back. When I say spit, I mean like singing, rapping, popping, whatever. And the girl believing Lucius wrote that song for her, and he said he had wrote it for Hakeem. Lucius ain't nothing but a big ass liar. He's a user if you ever saw one. So since Hakeem wouldn't do the song, he gonna get her to do it. And then the thing go off, child. This is the part that get me. Okay. Why is it that Cookie get these fine ass men? You hear me? Y'all saw Delgado, right? Sweet. I think he got a little Latino, a little Mexican, a little something, got that foreign thing going for him. Fine as all get out. Cookie went to his house, and she knocked on the door. And she said, are we going to do this? And he looked at her. He said, yeah, we can do this. And then they went in. He picked her up, honey. Don't you love it when a man can pick you up? And you know Cookie ain't no lightweight. You hear me? Cookie eat her cornbread and beans just like your girl. Picked her up, sat her on a table right here, y'all. And then he was kissing on her. You know, she still had her clothes on, y'all. We ain't gonna show everything on TV. And she wrapped her legs around his waist. You know how we do. And he was pulling off his clothes. And guess what was on his back? The same tattoo that was on the folks' back that grabbed that baby boy. And he was just all up in Cookie like that. And all that stuff all on his back. And he the one snatched her child. I could have fell to the floor. How in the hell she let the wolf in the door and he all up in her arms? And this is how you do it. I done spent 40-some minutes talking about this stuff. I started off a little slow. I hope y'all got every hit and every blow. Maybe next time I'll make it a little shorter. I don't know. I done told y'all blow by blow, trying to go through each scene. I should have went down each character, but y'all know. How you gonna, man, that grab your son. I'm through. This is how you do it. I got to go. Po, who? Cookie.